Yeah!
It begins at long last. We had a
Finally.
choice between a couple different games we were going to play today. Bayonetta 2, Rayman Legends, a little bit of Smash Brothers maybe, but you just really wanted to play DuckTales. And you know what? I'm
Because
not opposed to it either.
because this is arguably more epic than all of those games combined.
Arguably.
Oh, I remember watching. Oh, look at him! Look at the little Scrooge riding. It's so awesome.
Have you seen this game before? Have you actually seen it in motion? Or am I sharing
Yeah.
all of this with you for the first time?
Oh no, I've seen this. Oh god, there's Celica. It's I've seen this. I've seen this remastered version about once.
Well, you're about to see it in a way you possibly haven't before. I'm going to be playing it on extreme mode here today, just because I've
Oh,
run through this game so many times, it's not even hard for me anymore.
are you a master of Duckburg? Is what you're saying?
Somewhat. I've gotten
Oh,
used to how the pogo physics work, at least. It's a little weird to wrap your head around the classic controls at first, but once you understand it, your fingers will just perform it every single time.
the sheer ungodly amount of Beagle Boys we just witnessed there. You never really see them that organized and that numerous unless they're working for Glomgold.
And speaking of old characters, too, I want to point out that the guy who voices Scrooge McDuck, despite the fact that he's, 90, 100 years old now, came back to reprise his role just for this game.
Cause
That's
he
some
knew,
dedication right there.
cause he knew it was good. He knew how awesome it is, and now he's more in character. Cause both him and Scrooge are arguably like what, a bajillion years old at this point. Oh, look how.
Oh, there we go. Sorry. Remember what I said about your fingers doing it every time? Well, you got
Oh
to
no,
account for time. You forget some things as the years go by.
not Scrooge though. He's always been on top. Like, I remember he was interviewed in one episode. Someone says, "Oh, either Huey, Dewey, Louie." Yeah, Huey. So yeah, we was like even I forget which one is which because this will lead into a rant later on. But they're kind of the same character.
Kind of.
Like here, there's a distinction. When they get their own show as teenagers, there is no distinction.
Well,
In fact, go on.
speaking of the exact same character, you gotta wonder, because actors are kind of weird like that, and I totally understand them being asked, hey, can you play this exact same character that everybody already knows you for? It's the whole typecast situation.
Oh yeah, Mark Hamill always plays the Joker.
Yeah, and, oh, what's his name? I should remember him. Captain Kirk.
Oh
This is how bad I am with actors.
no, it's cool. Sheesh, now I'm forgetting him for a quick second. William Shatner.
William Shatner. He went through that with Star Trek. Adam West went that a little bit with Batman. But after a while, after they have some time to reflect on it, they're like, yeah, I really like that character. Let's go back and do that more often.
Because it's fun. You. Oh, excuse me.
You're excused.
It's fun because it's fun to play a character you're familiar with because you know them inside and out. You know what they're going to say. In fact, I was watching this special on the making of Tiny Toons. It got to the point where it got all the writers and animators loved the character so much that they just got so used to them that, they would basically say, these characters are alive in our heads. Basically, every day we just think about, I wonder what Plucky would do about this, or, man, I bet Hampton went like that. Then they all came in fresh with like a paragraph of ideas for the next episodes.
Just thinking about life from the perspective of your characters.
Exactly.
And that's the best thing you can do as a writer, is think about them as real people.
Exactly.
Because that's what helps give them life. Once you start thinking of your character as a person, it helps you avoid a lot of pitfalls. It helps them, makes them more believable in a lot of ways. It's a great exercise to perform.
It's one of the reasons why. It's one of the reasons why Mary Sue characters are so hated because they're not really characters. They're just
Fantasies. And to be
super-
fair, there is value in that type of thing. I know it's weird to say there's value in a Mary Sue type character, but I feel if you did something that's like a deconstruction of those types of characters, it might be just as valuable. And DeviantArt
yeah.
kind of does that. They have that whole meme where people pass that picture around to each other. Mary Sue yourself. And almost
Oh,
every
yeah.
single one I've seen is the character making fun of the process as it happens to them. Because all smart
Yeah.
artists are... Most artists are smart enough to realize, yeah, this isn't me. This isn't what I should be doing. Like, if I represented myself in this world, I'd do something a little better than this. A little more
Exactly.
believable than this.
My favorite is, let's see, I'm probably mispronouncing this. Star Trekkies, help me pronounce this correctly. Insane.
Wait a minute, Trekkies or Trekkers? Because
Yes.
apparently there's a distinction between the two.
I'm gonna go with yes.
Okay.
Whichever gets me hated more. So yeah, Trekkies, help me. Is it insane or insane? It's like a class. It begins with like E or something like insane or. Anywho, there's a webcomic that's finished now. It's called Insane Sue Must Die. Where basically someone makes a Mary Sue Star Trek character, and the lampshade is hung over this the lampshade is so dangled over this like the sword of Damocles that it's like it's over my laptop screen. I have to literally lift up the lampshade in order to read the lampshading of this lampshaded character. So yeah, insane is basically like here's a good example. Oh, Captain Kirk! Oh, Captain Kirk! I feel so sick. What is it? I have a horrible, undefinable disease that cripples me so, but my heart will go on. What is the disease? I get very bad headaches.
So basically, the whole premise of this comic is just he's making fun of all the different things these characters go through. This character
Yeah.
that is intentionally out of place just because she's so incredibly perfect all the time.
Yeah,
She's constantly trying to hit on the one character of the artist's affection.
and not just that. It's so basically, you know, the basic uniform structure of Star Trek. You know, it's like they got the shirt and the pants on.
Let me guess, she's wearing something a little less regulatory.
She's got the blue shirt on, but then she's got the blue shirt on, long, curly, flowing hair on board this military vessel that is also containing purple highlights. And she's got the Bishi sparkle in her eyes, where everyone else looks relatively normal. and she's not wearing any pants; she just has fishnet stockings.
I fit in, right, guys?
every chat, and like again, everyone else is drawn relatively normally. She's got like the super hourglass figure going on.
I've got to check this out sometime because this sounds like it's right up my alley. You know how I love tearing ideas apart.
It's so hilarious. Each chapter is just, why is she still here?
Because the studio won't let us get rid of her.
Pretty much. And know what makes this the best? Is that this is such a delicious amount of circling back in on itself. Because the term Mary Sue originates from a Star Trek fan fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like her name is Mary Sue, and like anything that codifies something, there's always somewhat of a subversion. But yeah, basically, her name was Mary Sue, and she was just good at everything. She could pilot the ship, administer medical, you know, be the medic, be the combat specialist. Basically,
I love how this is a world where the only way your fan fiction can become famous is if you become a trope.
Exactly.
Like, if you do it so poorly, you become an example for other people not to live by.
It's like, yeah, because by all accounts, when you think about it,
You know what? You and I have to do this kind of thing. Okay, when we get big enough, we just have to pose as other people and write the best fan fiction possible. We've got to pretend to be somebody else, but we actually write side stories that we didn't want to put in the main thing. Just ideas of how we think it would go through, and just watch people's reaction to it. And just laugh and laugh and laugh.
oh,
It'd be the greatest in-joke ever, is that we write our own worst fan fictions.
and then the talented, beloved be shoujo, ever confident, ever talented, beloved by all, Miku would up and gain the best power up of all time. She was only the spark of her passion was only outdone by the ever handsome debonair drawman whom every lady loved. Even if they were gay, they loved him. It's only because they hadn't received the touch of his heart and love that they were gay.
You're
Yeah, something
almost
just
too good at this.
I've read
It's
a
almost
few.
like I'm right on fanfiction.net again.
Oh God, man. I read so much of that back in high school.
Alright, unless we're out of time, you get to make the call. Where are we going first? Amazon, Transylvania, African mines, Himalayas, or the moon?
Ooh, the moon we save for later.
Okay, you're with me on that one. We don't want to blow our load on the first level.
Yeah, no, let's go to the mine.
Don't spend it all on the first date.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Don't spend all the first day. Like I say, let's start off low, literally low, and go to the African blood diamond mines. Because you know
Alright,
you'll be
here we
in
go.
on that. Let's go.
Do you remember the bonus levels from the original game, though?
Oh,
I don't know what it is. I can never trigger them. Like, it happened once during my first playthrough, but I've never seen a single one since. I've unlocked all the concept art, all of the little videos. I've unlocked every single piece in this game, but nothing doing. Not a single trip among the clouds.
huh.
I don't know what it is. I really don't. Oh, wait. As soon as I bloody say it!
I just love how Launchpad drops you in like a just freaking Halo drops you into the clouds.
Wait, what? What did I just...
Ah!
I didn't realize... I didn't realize that was a platform. I thought that was part of the background. You know, the diamond stopping right there should have been a neat tip-off, but no. You know me, not paying attention.
Again, I just love how you get Scrooge is just one of the characters that's so badass that you can easily say he would just be Halo dropped into whatever location he needs to be.
No power armor necessary. It's those shoes, man. Those open-toe shoes. They absorb all the shock. Okay, here's something I want to talk about, though, before we get too much farther into the game. What do you feel about these little cutscenes that are happening? Like, I've seen person after person after person rag on how long they are. I think they're charming. Like, done correctly, I just made an entire rant talking about how you should put gameplay first, and for a large part this game does. I mean, it's not like Freedom Planet where they last 12 minutes long. And besides, the fact that they actually got either the original voice actors or the Disney-approved replacement actors to do all of these voices, it makes them good?
It's because
I don't want to say it's just nostalgia, but how do you feel about that?
when you have a game, well, let's see that. Let me get my words together. What makes these cutscenes work is that they're setting up the situation. We see the One thing that a cutscene should do is set up the situation or what's happening in the story and have the characters act, see their reaction to what's going on, and then just lead into the action. Yeah, I'm not as well traveled on games as you and Tuna, but I like to think I know a few mechanics well enough. And cutscenes should just do three things: set up the premise of the next level or chapter, have the characters there and react, and three, just segue into the next level, and it does that perfectly. And we're just seeing the characters reacting to the level around them. Look how gorgeously rendered this all is. That's another good thing. This cutscene just lets you be.
It's in game. I'll give it that. It doesn't have to like load in or anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I say. Like, that's another thing. Like, I've seen some of the cutscenes in Freedom Planet. They do border on Metal Gear territory and how long they go.
Snake Eater. It's been way too long since I've played a good Metal Gear game. Or any Metal Gear game, for that point.
My favorite part of Snake Eater would have to be...
The ladder.
Okay, second favorite part of Snake Eater.
Oh boy, because everybody loves climbing for 2 hours straight.
Oh, I'll talk about the ladder later, but I remember...
Are we over time, by the way?
We will talk about my love of Metal Gear in the next episode of Team Pizza Plays.
Going down.